Okay, hi, this is Dave Johnson with Day Trade the Markets, and today is Monday, October the 14th, 2013. I've just entered an order here to buy six emini S&Ps at 1695.50. You can see the price is just hitting that, or the market is just hitting that price right now. So hopefully we can get filled and get a little bit of a move on this. So what I will do, obviously I want to have a stop in here, and the last little dip was down here at 93.75. So I'm going to place my stop here, sell stop here at 93 even. So here we go. I'll have that placed. Okay, we've gotten filled. Now the market here today had quite a large gap down opening. As a matter of fact, let me just check here. We closed on Friday up around 99 and changed, and we opened today around 87. That's about a 12-point gap from Friday's close. But when we take a look at the actual low that we had on Friday, that was down there around 83, 82. So the market here moved that low overnight. It got down to 80.75 actually overnight. And as you can see here, well, here I'll just move it a little bit so you can see it. Our low for the regular trading session has been down at 85.50. We've obviously been moving up. You can see we had a nice high velocity move earlier in the day over here. Let's grab my arrow pointer here. So we had this good move here, and we had the resistance barrier identified right about in here. And as you can see, the market, when it did get up there, it decelerated nicely, backed off but just a little bit, and then broke through. So that was obviously a positive development. So, and now what we have just had is an attempt to move higher that did attract some selling, as you can see right in here when we moved up as high as, what was that, 96.75. Then we've backed off with level 1 selling here and a level 2 selling here, but no real follow through, as you can see. The actual low, let's see here, the low on that selling bar was right here at 94.50, and the market itself could only get down as low as 93.75. So what I'm looking at here is a market that really has the inability, at least in the short term, to try and push much lower. We also had an area yesterday, Friday, that formed, and we felt that there was likely to be a barrier in around the 92 to 93 area, somewhere approximately in here. So when the market came up, and you can see here that it basically hit it on the dot here early in the going, when it got a high 91.75 and then backed off. But then when it broke through there, it also broke through this barrier area with a pretty convincing move. As you can see as the market moved through in here, we had a level 1 buying, tried to sell off, and there was a deceleration, and then the market just continued to move higher. So there seems to be some strength in the daytime frame, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this market. Our low's been 85 to about 96, 97, which is about a 12-point range. And now I know our average right now is a little bit more than that. So getting this on a bit of a pullback and maybe getting 15 points would be another 3 points up from here. So it could get up to about the 99 area. And so getting long here in the 95.50, I think does give me some room to move. After all, Friday's close also was 99.25. So I'm going to go ahead and put an order in here, because I really do think it should have, whenever I say should, I'm just thinking of my interpretation of what this auction is currently doing within the day time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put an order to sell 3 95.50. I'm going to sell them just a tick higher here. We'll sell it at sell 3 of them here at 97. That's just a new tick, one tick new high, and you know, it's you can see we did come down here, touch onto the low of this. You can see what the market just did here a moment ago. You can see that when it did move back up above the high, let me just mark that in here too. Let me just do it this way here. I'll create a horizontal line for reference. We'll go ahead and we'll put that right at the top there, because that's what I was using to get into the market. So this red crimson line here was what I was using to get in, which is why my entry is one tick above it. And you can see here that obviously the market moved above it, and then came back down, and it tested right to the low of this level 1 buying bar, and then decelerated. And it's also done the same things as going higher. So what obviously I would like to see here is for the market to take out this buying bar that decelerated, this one right here, and the high of that is actually right on my entry price. So that's really what I'm looking for right now. And you know, we'll obviously wait and see what goes on here, but I think this attempt to move down and obviously have a difficult time doing it on the heels of rejection of these higher prices, with a nice level 2 selling coming in with some follow through, but obviously a stalling in here, and this cluster of volume indicating to me that, you know, the strength of the sellers were met by some responsive buyers coming in and restricting it from going any lower. And then we've got to move back up above this level 2 selling bar, because, you know, level 2 bars are fairly significant. You can see here even earlier in the day, for example, we've had a level 2 buying bar there and a level 3 buying bar there. The market, we did have an area down here. You can see this green horizontal patch that the end of my arrow is pointing at here. You can see that it's a likely support area, which our software has identified. And you can see the market never got down to it. There's a bit of room there, obviously. So we just take a look at, just to clarify that, you could say that right in here it couldn't close that, you know, that area. In other words, it couldn't get fully down to where the support was. It had a tough time also on the upside for a while. You can see that it between the upper portion there, it came back and forth several times, trading into this area here. Couldn't quite get up to the top, couldn't quite get up to the bottom, back and forth consolidating type market, and then the break through it to the upside here with some good follow through, and then another attempt to come back in here. So that's really how I'm looking at the market right now. After it had broken through, was also offered us a good trade. Unfortunately, I didn't have my my video capture on at that time, but it was a nice move higher when it broke above this resistance area. So, you know, we've really got this one area down here, if you will, that kind of contained the market, you know, for quite some time. Just put it in here, right. I can even put it down to here. We'll just go ahead, just kind of highlight that a bit. So we had, you know, fairly good containment in the market here for some time this morning, and then we finally got the break higher. So we're just trying to take a look at, you know, examine this auction cycle on a shorter time frame. So we know when we get into a consolidation zone, we're well aware of the condition of the market, i.e. To what degree is it moving horizontally or vertically. And then we also know that the natural cycle of that auction means that once the horizontal is over, we're going to get vertical. Of course, we don't know when that's going to happen, but at least we can identify where the horizontal is, as we have here earlier in the session today. The wider mark of it obviously being this red patch, red horizontal area here, and the green horizontal here being the support of it, and the more condensed version where I've highlighted it here with the dark blue background, and then the break higher. So we've come into a good vertical move here, tried to back off. We moved up here. We did hit, let's see here, we did hit fairly close to the high, and then backed off, but just back into the support area of this level 2 selling, and now moving back up here again. So, hopefully here in the next few minutes or so, market can go up there and test the high of the day, hopefully make a new high of the day. Our objective here on the first half of this trade, or first half of this position, is a 1.5 long from 95.50 up to 97. We'll see if we can get that, and hopefully even higher. I really do think this market is, I don't know if we're going to get, I think we can get to about 99. I don't know if we can get much higher than that, but I think what I will do, now that I'm talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to at least put an order in here at, this is 98.50. I'm going to put an order in here to sell. I'm just going to sell 2 of them here because by that time I'll have 3 left. I'm just going to put that at 2, have a good run up, maybe get filled on that. That'll be a nice 3-point profit on a couple of contracts there. So yeah, let's just see how that works. And just for the sake of not making this video too long, unless we get a little pop right here, which is possible, I think what I'll do right now is I'll just go ahead and put the video on pause and restart it once the market has made an additional move. Okay, I've started the video back up just a couple minutes later. You can see the market is it is moving higher. We just matched the high of the day right here, 96.75. So that's just one tick from our first objective there at 97. So just want to bring you up to date on that, and we will go ahead and pause it here again and pick it up shortly. Just started a video back up again. You can see that I've got my stop down here at 93. After we've had this dip down here to 94.75, I'm going to go ahead and raise that stop of mine. I'm going to put it right up there, just at, that's at 94.75. I'm just going to put it a tick below there at 94.50. So just have a 1-point risk on this trade now. Long from 95.50, protective stop at 94.50. First exit for a 1.5 at 97. Second exit at 98.50 for a 3-point gain. So we'll just, now we've got all that set up, we can, there is a barrier up here that we had worked on previously, which is in around the 97.50 area. So I might be stretching it a bit to try and get 98.50, but I do expect the market to come up here and at least give a good test to the high of the day. So we'll just leave that on here for a moment. Maybe we'll get our pop here, but I'll go ahead and put it on pause and start up here again as the market develops. Okay, I've started the video back up here. We just, once again, as you can see right here, once again, we just came within a tick of our objective. So I wanted to fire up the video again. Hopefully it can move higher here and get us filled at that 97 level. Now we just did, as you can see here, just to take a look at some of these bars, we had the deceleration bar when it tried to come down here. That's what this green triangle is below this bar. As a matter of fact, maybe what I should do is just kind of spread these bars, maybe just to see them a little bit better. So that was this, oops, that was this bar right here as it came down, and the market had a good move up. We also had a, well, we had an outside bar here, and then we had a down bar right here. And you can see this bar had a dot and a triangle. That's what we would consider a deceleration and a divergence. So in other words, this particular bar had more buying in it than selling, just as this bar that we just had right here had more selling in it than buying. So the natural reaction off of something like that would be for the market to back off. I'm just going to leave my order in here for the time being. I think this is likely to be just a temporary event, because we know in the market that's what it does. It tries to go up to find sellers, and it has backed off from that point. But I'm just going to leave the trade on here, and you can see that we've got our stop right here at 94.50. So just going to leave it the way it is for now, and we'll we'll just pick it up here. We came within a tick a couple of times, so I'll pick it up here as the market develops. Okay, I've just restarted the video again. You can see we just got filled on that 97 even. I just deposited there for, turned out to be just a couple of minutes. This was the previous deceleration and divergence bar I just mentioned, and then of course we had the other one below it, and we ended up with another one below it. So good move up as we were anticipating. We're now just long 3, so I'm going to change that stop of mine down to 3, of course. And in this case, I'm just going to put a break-even stop in. Should the market turn around and come back, whoops, I need to put it right there, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Break-even stop at 95.50, where we were entered long. So I've got this other order here to sell 2. I've only got 3 left, so I'm going to try and. I've got the order in here to sell 2 98.50, and you know, hopefully it can continue to have a move up here and get a nice 3-point profit on these on 2 of the remaining 3 contracts. So I'll just once again go ahead and so that everything's in place right now, and if I go to make an adjustment or anything like that, I will restart the video again. So we'll put it on pause again here. Okay, I've started the video back up. It has rallied up. Okay, we just got hit, just got filled. Okay, good. Now we're just down to 1 contract, so I'm obviously going to change my stop here now. So the last good buying bar that we had was right here with the low at 96.75. I'm referring to this green level 1 buying bar here, so I'm going to go ahead and put my stop a couple of ticks below the low of that bar. So that's at 96.75. So I'm going to put my stop at 96.25 on this final trade or final contract that I have out of the 6 that I bought. So that'll lock in a little bit of a profit, just 3 ticks on the final. But I want to give this one, you know, room to move, if you will, because we've broken through that 97.50, which was a potential resistance area, and we have moved obviously through that. So you know, things look good. You can just see now that we've had the whoops, we just had an additional buying bar. Good aggression, that's a level 2, a little bit of a darker green. The light green here being the level 1, then there's a level 2. So we're getting some good movement higher. And I think our next anticipated level is around 1701 here. So if we can continue to, you know, have a pretty good move up, then could very well reach up to that level. Okay, so that 99 area is where we had, I think that was Friday's close. Let me just check on this, 99.25. So we're right at it, 99.25. So this has come all the way back up here now. So this is tying into our intraday auction, which of course has been up. We had the gap down opening overnight. I suppose a politician was talking. I don't know why it did that overnight dip like that, but got all the way down to 80 and change, which is, you know, obviously a pretty good sell-off, almost 20 points from where we had closed on Friday. So we've made all that back up and continue to move higher. So now that we've got this other level 2 buy, or another buying bar, this one a level 2, where I'm pointing to here, and this one a level 1. Now that we've had this and we've had another bar after it, I'm going to go ahead and increase the stop. Now the low of this level 2 buying bar is at 97.75. I'm just going to put it 2 ticks lower there at 97.25. So that'll lock in a 1.75 here on the final position. I can see here now we have just had another level 2 buying bar. So I'm just going to wait until this next bar finishes, and should it not take out the low of this bar, I will go ahead again and move this stop up to just a couple ticks below its low. So we'll just give it a minute here and see where this next bar closes, or as long as it doesn't take out the low of this current level 2 buying bar, that green bar that the blue arrow is pointing to. Well, the 1701 has been a target, so it might, it could very well have a tough time getting through there. Okay, we have decelerated here, and we've got the divergence. So I'm going to just slide this up. You can see the low of that bar is at 99 and a quarter. I'll put it at 98.75. So there's the stop there. So we're actually locking in. Well, we got 3 points on 2 of the contracts of the 6. So we've locked in, what, 3 1/4 points here on the final contract that we've got going. So, we'll just see how that does. I don't want to, we're getting up here on the time on this video, so I think I'll go ahead and put it on pause for just a moment. Okay, I've just restarted the video again. And what I did over here on this left side here, I'll just highlight it to you. I went ahead, and just in case we get stopped here, I just went ahead and put a summary of this particular trade, so you can see that how we've done with these 6 contracts. Just in case it dips another couple of ticks and we get stopped here, you can see that that deceleration bar that we had on the high was also a divergence bar, so we had more selling in that bar. We would expect it to back off, and it has backed off. You can see we had a level 2 selling here. I would expect to see a little bit more push down because we know that the 1701 area has been resistance. So we'll just, who knows, maybe it's strong enough to push through there, and we'll continue to make some profit on this final contract. But I just made a summary over here that you can see that for the first 3 contracts, we had 1.5 points per, so a total of 4.5. Then we had 2 contracts where we had the 3-point objectives, so that's a total of 6 points. And then this final contract, if we do get stopped, it'll be 3 1/4 net profit on that one, so total net's 13.75. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the emini S&P, it's $50 per point, so times 13.75 would leave us a $675 profit on this particular trade here that started with the 6 contracts. So a nice little trade. I mean, this is on the heels of a nice break that we had earlier in the day from this other area down here that I was mentioning earlier in the video. So it's actually been a good day to trade, even though we've got all of this government shutdown in the background and all that kind of stuff. So the big gap down that we had overnight, even though it did have some follow through lower, when it did open and got all the way down to 80, and so 80 and change was roughly a 20-point gap down, 19 points or so. We've come right back up here and totally closed the gap from the close. So, and of course we didn't actually have a gap based on yesterday's, or I should say Friday's higher low. It never did take out Friday's low in the day session. We did in the overnight because Friday's low was around the 82 and change, so we did take that out in the overnight. But when we opened in the day session here, we were back up above that 82 or so area, Friday's low, and our low here today is down in the 85 and change. So looking pretty good still. So maybe I'll just go ahead, pause this again, and take it from there. I'll start it back up as a situation demands. Okay, I just started it back up here for just a moment. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be very surprised and feel actually quite lucky if we don't get stopped out here. It's come within a tick of our stop, as you can see right here. Got down as low as 99. We're basing this stop, and I'll just mark this on here for clarity. I'm actually basing this stop on the low of this level 2 buying bar right here. So if the low of that bar gets taken out by a couple of ticks, we're going to get stopped out. That's why I've got my stop right here at 98.75. Well, maybe we're going to get really lucky here, and this thing will not stop us, and it'll have a good rally up through the 1701. Um, that would be great to see, obviously. So I just thought I'd point that out as the market got down to within a tick, and once again I'll go ahead and put the video on pause. Okay, I've started the video back up. You can see the software has shown us a support and resistance area. If I wanted to be, I'm pretty aggressive on this stop right here, obviously, but I could easily bring it down a little bit lower. And I think now that we've got this trade location zone, I'm going to bring it down just a tick below there. It reduces my potential net profit on this last contract, on this 6 contract position that I took, but the inability of this market to really kind of sell off here after this good level 2 selling came in, nice divergence and deceleration on the high of the day, and it's taken a long time even to get roughly halfway into the this high velocity move right here. It leads me to believe that this market's pretty strong. So I'm gonna give it more room to move. This is the high velocity move with this light brown background here, and our support likely to be around the 1698 area. So I've got my stop in here at 1697.50. It still locks in a 2-point gain. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and who knows, this thing could still have a potential of a really nice run. Now I've reduced my profit, but that's okay. I think with this development that we've had here, it's worth giving this final contract on this position a little bit more leeway. After all, the final contract here on whenever I put a position on, if I am scaling out like this, then the final partial, I always want to give it as much room as possible, just in case the market really does have a good run. So my philosophy, I suppose you could say, is a little bit different as far as stop adjustment is concerned. I don't need to be quite so aggressive with it. I can let it, just let it go a little bit more, because it might have, some really good movement in it. So I'm going to leave that where it is for now, and I'll fire the video up as needed in time. Okay, I've started the video back up. You can see the market did not take out the low of this level 2 buying bar that we were focusing on. I put this blue horizontal line at the low of it. We had our stop here, if you remember, and then I adjusted it down thinking that this market is pretty darn strong. So we have gone up here and made new highs, and so at this time I will go ahead and actually raise that stop. I'm going to just put it right in here at 98.50, which is 2 ticks below where the market dipped down to at 99. So this will lock in 3 points here. So I'll just leave it at that, and I'll be back with you as the situation develops. Okay, I just wanted to resume the video here. The trade is still in play. As you can see, it did get down to 99. Our stop was at 98.50, and now we have made new highs. And as you can see here, we do have a level 3 buying bar, and because of that, that's pretty aggressive buying, and it is above that 71 area that I'd mentioned earlier as potential resistance. So should the market get rejected from here and start to sell off, I want to get my stop in place. So now this time, you can see the low right here. I'll just go ahead and use this blue line right here. I'm going to put it right at the low of our level 3 buying bar, which very aggressive. The most aggressive buying that we have in our software is a blue bar, and that's what we've got right now. So I will go ahead and adjust my stop. The low of that bar, as you can see, is right here at 1701.25. We did have a barrier in the 1701 area, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at 1700.50 and just raise that stop for the time being at 1700.50. So that's nice. That'll lock in 5 points here on the final partial on this, because of course we bought 6 down here at 1695.50. So we'll just keep following the the market here. I've been in this trade for some time now. Actually, come to think of it, we've been in this trade for almost approximately an hour and a half. So things are moving along nicely, and we'll continue to follow this. And as things develop and stops need to be changed, I will restart the video. Just starting the video up here again, you can see that the market did rally up to 1704. Our next level up of likely resistance is 1707, so we do have some room to move there. And I'm just going to leave the stop here just below the this level 3 buying blue bar right here. You can see we ended up with a level 1 and then a level 2 buying as the market moved higher, and then we peaked here at once again, not unlike here and not unlike here. You can see that in each one of these cases the market rallied up and either decelerated on its own. With that, actually all three of these, you can see the three blue arrows I'm pointing to here, even this one down here, you can see each time it was not only a deceleration, but it was a divergence, and each one of these have had their highs taken out, even though when this high here was taken out, it did back off. As you can see, the market did drop down here. This is in when it did get down to that 98 area, which is the low of this little dip here, and then we've come back up. So I would expect to see the market come back down and give a good test of the low of this buying blue bar right here, level 3 buying bar, and that low is at 1701.25. And of course, we did have a potential barrier there at 1701 too. So I've got the stop right now 3 ticks below the low of that buying blue bar. I've got the stop at 1700.50. We've locked in the 5 points on that final partial on that. And here's I've updated the overview of the results of this particular trade over here. No worse than 5 points on the final one right here, for a total of 15.5 or 1775. So that's kind of where it stands right now, and I will once again pause the video, and as it dictates, I will fire it back up again. Okay, another quick update here. As you can see, the market did make a new high. Our previous high was at 1704. The market did rally up another couple of ticks, make it up to 1704.50. We do have a level 1 selling here, and it looks like a little bit of follow through to the downside. I've left my stop at 1700.50 for the time being. It's maybe giving it more room than I should. I'm being rather lenient with it. It is below the this level 3 buying bar, so we should be okay in that regard. And I'm just going to leave it like that for now, because I think this is going to be a good support area at 1701. It was a previous resistance, and now we have spent almost half an hour above it, so I think that's probably good to hold, and very, quite possibly a run up to test that 1707 level. I'm just going to leave the stop in for now, and we'll pick up the video as needed we'll just see. Okay, as you can see here, just starting the video up again, we can see that the market here just a moment ago matched that earlier high, and so I think what I'll do is the market does seem to be topping out here a little bit, so I'm just going to close in this stop a little bit. You can see that this last dip down here came to 1702, and so I'm just going to raise this stop up another point, 1701.50, lock in an extra point, so lock in 6 points on that final partial, at least 6 anyway, or lock in 6 and hopefully get more. But oftentimes, of course, the market goes up, makes a new high, backs off, and then goes up, makes a new high, or matches the high but doesn't make a new high. It can obviously be stalling out. So if that were to happen and we get a wave of selling come in, it could have a pretty good dip. So just to be on the safe side here, I've raised that stop just a little bit. So We'll leave it at that for now and return once the market dictates. Well, as you can see here, we did get that swift move down and was stopped on that final partial. So here's a summary over here. We did get the 6 points on that final partial. So a total of 16.5 points, or $825. That's $50 a point for those of you that are not familiar with that. So anyway, this was just a trade taken on Monday, October the 14th, 2013. My name's Dave Johnson. You can contact us, either Justin or myself. He's my business partner at info@daytradethemarkets. And of course, our website is daytradethemarkets too if you want to get more information. So I'm going to stop the video now. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to get another one of these up fairly soon.